Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll be continuing our journey into Act 8, covering all of the easiest parts. If multiple parts are an option in a quest, I will cover them all. Remember, these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 8, Chapter 1, Quest Number 3, The Valley. Well done for getting through those bosses. Let's have a more relaxed quest. 2 weapon nodes means 2 paths to consider, though I do think one is a bit easier than the other if your intercepts are on point. The easier path, in my opinion, is up and up towards Red Hulk. Here we have weapon Cosmic Control Shard, disarm intercept, unarmed damage over time, and rust and ruin. Weapon Cosmic Control Shard means that whenever you're inflicted with a non-damaging debuff, the defender gains a 25% stacking fury, and whilst they have at least one of these furies, they are immune to all nullify, stagger, and armor breaks. This combined with Rust and Ruin, that means there is a 40% chance for you to be armor broken whenever you strike the defender for 10 seconds. However, if you have 5 of these at once, they're all removed and converted into one indefinite armor break. Really, this is just pre-willpower healing. The reason this path can be annoying is the disarm node, and here it's on intercept. If you're happy with your intercepting skills, then this path becomes an absolute speed run, because once we've disarmed the weapon, the defender will take 200% damage from all sources as long as you have a damage over time effect on them, and this includes other damage over time effects. You can take every fight on this path in under 30 seconds if the opponent plays into your intercepts. 3 out of 6 of the defenders on the path are poison immune, so poison probably isn't the best option here, but any other damage over time source will be amazing, and we have so many champions to choose from. Apocalypse, Future Ant-Man, Arcade, Zemo, Bishop, both Black Panthers, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Doom, Scorpion, Hulkbuster, Torch, Hyperion, Venom, Ultron, Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, Lady Deathstrike, Kushala, and so on and so on and so on. There are so many good options here. Look to your own roster, see who you can use, don't just rely on my list, as there are probably another 50 champions I could have named here. The other path is down and down towards Iron Fist. Here, we have weapon Exceptional X Gene, disarm Punish Heavy, unarmed heavy attacks, staggering beauty, and prey on the weak 5. This path is basically just a combination of paths that we saw in 8.1.1 and 8.1.2. On this path, Exceptional X Gene will give the defender a 25% passive prowess whenever a debuff is applied to you, and if you purify that debuff, they will gain another one. We saw this in 8.1.1. Disarm Punish Heavy means we can turn this node off by punishing their heavy attack, and unarmed heavy attack will give us 600% increase to our own heavy attacks whilst the node is on cooldown. Staggering Beauty will slowly place stagger debuffs on you whilst you're close to the defender, but they will fall off when you are far away. And finally, Prey on the Weak will give the defender 8% of their max power each time a buff on you is nullified or expires, so best to avoid too many short buffs. Like many weapon paths, we have a lot of options here. Shocker is perhaps the obvious choice with his monstrous heavy attacks. Hulkbuster is also excellent here. Red Mags is pretty good, and we've got 2 metal opponents on the path for him. Gamora can build some really solid damage and hence transfer that to her heavies, as can Cull Obsidian. Colossus and Sentry also work very well here, though for all of these champions we still have to watch out for Prey on the Weak. Domino with the Red Hulk synergy, again, will do amazingly. Silk, Chavez, Doom and Wasp all have access to their chained heavies. If you have a champion with big heavies, they will be insane. If you have a champion with small heavies, they'll still be big. Loads of options to choose from. The reason I don't see this path as much easier than the other one is because of the defenders. Mephisto and Dormammu are very annoying, and Green Goblin can also have his problems. Dormammu can be played around if you know how to dex a special one without triggering dexterity, and versus Mephisto either bring an Incinerate immune, or limit your hits to try and reduce his aura procs. And if you're finding this video helpful, please drop some massive heavies on that like button. The boss we'll be taking in this quest is Diablo, and he is nowhere near as bad as the previous bosses. Here we have Biotic Adoption Venom, Clean Sweep, Riot Buff, Transducer, and Shock Vulnerability. Biotic Adoption is basically just an energy adoption node, but for poisons. It'll give Diablo a 50% chance to place a small poison on you on contact, and keep these low, and you'll have no major issues. It will also cause Diablo to take no damage from both poison and bleed effects, and if he is poisoned, he will heal 1% of his maximum health per second. However, we can shut all of this off just by placing a single shock debuff on him, and combined with shock vulnerability, which increases the damage of our shock debuffs, this seems like a great place to start. Clean Sweep looks helpful in this fight, but it can complicate things. Every time you knock the defender down, all debuffs on you are purified. Pure advantage, right? Well, we also have riots to deal with. Diablo will start the fight fully unblockable, but if we knock him down with a special attack, the unblockable is removed and replaced with an unstoppable. Knocking Diablo down with a heavy attack will remove the unstoppable and replace it with the unblockable. We have two ways of dealing with this. Firstly, they are just regular buffs, so we can remove them by any of our normal means. Or our other option is just to play around them. At the start of the fight, make sure to watch out for that unblockable, and after a special attack he will be unstoppable, so just parry heavy and now you're back to an unblockable Diablo. But it's Diablo. He isn't really a major threat. Any shruggers or poison immune champions that don't inflict poison of their own will do fine. Champions with access to shock debuffs will do even better. So, for our teams. Well, for the boss, Doom and Shuri will do great, easy access to shocks, and Doom can deal with the riot buffs very easily. For the heavy paths, well, Doom is great for that, but we'll also add Shocker, Hulkbuster, and Captain America Infinity War. For the damage over time path, Doom and Shuri will be options here as well, but let's add Black Widow Deadly Origin, who also has shocks for the boss, Scorpion, who also has shocks for the boss, and Venom. Venom's bleeds can be very potent, but I would recommend that you want to run the Venom Relic with him to push that even further. He has a very nice synergy with Scorpion as well that makes Scorpion busted for this path. Helps even further. Fairly soon after this video goes out, I will try and get up a short commentated video of me going through these paths with the exact teams I suggest. It'll be much more relaxed, but should hopefully give some more insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will also answer any popular questions from the comments of this video and that video, so please leave yours down below. As always, remember that this is just story content, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. The monthly event quests and side quests are great places to pick up more materials, shards, and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So, that's it. Everything you need to know to clear all of 8.1.3. If you have any questions, please do leave them down in the comments below, and consider joining the Discord server linked in the description. A great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and while I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. Thank you, and I will see you next time.